What's going on, Dark Magical community, and welcome back to the channel. So on my previous hero deck profile that I posted, I had a few people ask for some test hands and things of that nature. So that's what we're going to do in this video. This is actually going to be an updated deck profile as well. This is the exact build I played at my 3v3 this past weekend. It performed very well. Unfortunately, we did not make it to top cut. I did well in my individual matches. My teammates unfortunately didn't have the same luck. But I wouldn't change anything about this build currently. I was very happy, very pleased with everything. There is one card in the extra deck I think I'm going to change. Other than that, main deck, side deck, I think I'll keep it pretty much exactly the same. Maybe aside from a couple things in the side deck. But for the most part. I would also like to mention before we get started, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. It motivates me to make more videos like this, more hero deck profiles, more hand tests, more Yu-Gi-Oh! Journey, everything like that. So if you guys could click that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment, share to your friends. It would really mean the world to me and really inspire me to keep making these style of videos for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started into some deck profile here. So starting off with 3 ofs, I did still play 3 Vion. For some reason, this actually catches people off guard a lot. They don't expect 3 Vion. I had a couple people yesterday say they didn't expect me to normal summon a Vion because it's normally a 1 of. This card is actually just insane, being able to grab polymerization and being able to tag out into Dark Law with mass change to get around targeting effect negation. So very strong there. We also have 3 Ferris. I think this is just standard at this point. I'm not going to go into a lot of explanation with this. 2 Stratos. I do believe in my last build I played 1. I played 2 this time. I don't think it makes a massive difference if you play 1 or you play 2. I just wanted to try out 2, and 2 was fine. His effect to nuke back row comes up more now. Being able to tag out with mass change and a mass hero blast to get around things. So I do like 2. 2 Malicious. This guy is just insane with Denier. Not a lot to say other than that. 2 Malicious. 2 Shadow Mist. Very, very strong with Hero Lives. Sometimes you'll Hero Lives into this. Summon it in defense, search a mass change, set the mass change, and just pass. Then if you have Fusion Destiny on top of that, you're pretty much golden. I went down to 1 increase. I drew this card several times, actually, and I did take note of it on my notepad. I won every game that I drew this card, even though I drew this card. People play multiples, and I don't think you're wrong for playing multiples, but in my mind, I didn't want to add bricks to cut down on bricks, because this guy in your hand does nothing. So there are ways you can get this guy back. Sometimes it's a little convoluted, but he does have the effect to be able to put himself back if you take battle or effect damage. So remember that it's battle or effect damage. That came up several times. 1 was completely fine. 1 Honest Neos, card's insane. The 1 Liquid Soldier, these are all pretty much standard. The 1 Denier, yeah, this is the best hero card. I think this guy is just absolutely insane. There's a reason why he is once per duel to special summon. So the big change I made from my previous build was I did decide to main deck Plasma and a Dusted Gold. My build is still geared toward going first, but I basically came to the realization that I needed to play some going second cards. And you'll see I changed something on the spell lineup. So I wanted to include this guy just because of how good Bane really is. Like, you can use this towards the end of your combo. You can fight through everything they have and then nuke their whole board and still OTK. So I really did like this guy. I did draw him and Dark Calling one or the other a couple times going first, and obviously it was dead. But for the most part, this guy is really, really strong. And then Plasma, I found myself sometimes needing another monster to send off Fusion Destiny, like after I've already used up Malicious. So this guy was really, really strong. I did like this guy a lot. And sometimes you can actually get into this guy going second and turn off other like floodgate effects that they have. So next we have 3 Mass Change. This is still the same. Pretty much will always play 3 for the most part. I do still play 3 Forbidden Droplet. I know this card's expensive. If you don't have these, I'd recommend playing Chalice over Dark Ruler no more. This card has good utility going first, though, being able to like tribute off your Absolute Zero on your opponent's turn. Very strong there. I also did still play the 3 Triple Tactics talent. Very, very strong card. Really enjoyed playing Tactics. You get hand trapped and you can just draw more cards. Or you can look at their hand, like they ask your first play, look at their hand, see if they have Nib. 2 Hero Lives. I actually managed to resolve this twice in the same turn during the 3v3. So I hero lived into a Stratos, went to use the effect. It got impermed, so I chain Droplet, sent the Stratos, negated an effect, searched another card, and then hero lives again into another monster. So this card was really good. I normally almost always side out for game 3 though, because you really don't want to pay life in game 3, depending on how much time you have left. Another change was I actually play double poly. Sometimes I truthfully just liked hard drawing this card. This card was really, really strong. I've been making Phoenix Enforcer with this a lot more than Fusion Destiny. Honestly, the card's really, really strong. I really like 2. I did still play 2 E-Call. A lot of times I would side 1 out. Sometimes you can side both out depending on the matchup. I just like to be able to get 2 starters as much as I can. And then this guy being able to search Honest Neos and Liquid Soldier comes up too. So I'm going to keep testing with that. Play 2 Fusion Destiny because we don't have 3. Not a lot of explanation needed there. Obviously, I played the Dark Calling to go along with the Adusted Gold. I played Foolish Burial, which I never saw a single time. Never drew Foolish, so it was fine. I mean, like I said, I never saw it. Rhoda, E-Call, or sorry, Miracle Fusion, and Call by the Grave. So this rounds off the main deck here, and we're going to get to the extra deck. Then we're going to do a few hand tests for you guys. Shout out to my friend Justin for giving me this Aster Phoenix and Plasma token. Alright, so we have Destiny Hero Dangerous. Still haven't made this guy a lot. I do like the combo with him though, so he's going to stay in here. Masked Hero Blast, like I said, being able to tag out Stratos for this guy. Bounce another face-up spell trap. Pretty strong, I think. Trinity doesn't come up a lot, but when Trinity does come up, it's very, very strong. I don't see myself cutting Trinity at any point. Absolute 0. The effect to gain, depending on attributes on the field, is pretty cool. I played against Mermel yesterday, so this guy was like really, really huge. We also have Sunrise, part of the standard hero package, and then obviously Malicious Bane, since we're playing the evil hero stuff. 2 Masked Hero Dark Laws. We do still play 1 Acid. Doesn't come up a lot, but I think it's a utility we need to take advantage of. Obviously the best fusion, Phoenix Enforcer. We have still 2 Cross Crusaders, Dread Decimator, Wonder Driver, and then the 15th card was Verte Anaconda. I only played Verte for the times when you take something with tactics and you need to get it off of the field. But that really never came up. Normally I was always using tactics to just draw additional cards. So I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to make the spot for Verte. I think Anki is really good, but normally if I play Anki, I want to pair that up with Chalice in the main deck so you can get the really big direct attacks in. So if you didn't know about that, Anki, it can attack directly for half damage, but if you Chalice it in the damage step, it does the full damage. So very, very cool. If I go back to playing Chalice, I'll probably go back to Anki. So you can see right now the deck is sorted. So we're going to pile shuffle it first and get everything unsorted. And then we're going to do some shuffles, and we're going to do some hand tests and walk through a couple combos. Do want to keep in mind that I am still learning heroes. I learn new interactions and new combos with the deck every day, and we are also going to be doing these combos and these hand tests with the assumption that our opponent does have no responses and no reactions to anything. So we're going to see what all we can come up with these hands. So we're going to give her some shuffles here, and I am very excited to be doing this for you guys. I know people really like these hand tests, and I'm even going to say combo tutorials because I almost still need a combo tutorial myself with this deck sometimes. But as you can see, I'm going to present the deck, and we're going to cut it 3 times. And we are going to play like we are going first. So we're going to draw our 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So opening hand here, we have a Vision Hero Ferris, a Malicious, Rhoda, and 2 Fusion Destinies. So we're pretty strong here. So we can start our turn off with just going Rhoda, and we're going to probably going to end up using Vion off of Ferris. So we're just going to go for something that we don't really care if it gets impermed or veilered. So we're going to normal summon Stratos. We're going to attempt to search for a hero card. Let's just say they don't negate it. So we're going to search for pretty much anyone that we want at this point. I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see, who do we want to get here? think I'm going to go ahead and grab... See what I mean? I'm not even 100% exactly sure what you get in what scenarios here, because going into game 2 and 3, if I was going first, I'd do my best to try to get into range where I can have mass change for Dark Law and then just make Phoenix Enforcer, see if I can get to there under 5 summons. So here we can obviously do like the combo, the God card combo, Ferris discard Mally, Ferris effect. And so we're going to put a Vision Hero increase in the back line as a face-up continuous trap card. And we're going to do increases effect, special summon by attributing Stratos. That'll trigger increases effect to summon a Vision Hero from our deck. So I'm in Vision Hero Vion. So now we can use Vion's effect. We're going to send, probably at this point, Shadow Mist. And Shadow Mist is going to search us any hero that we want. So I'm going to go ahead and add our Destiny Hero Denier. Then we can use our Vion to banish the Stratos and go search for a copy of Polymerization. So as I stated before, you could take this a lot of different ways. If I didn't feel like I had a line to get into Dark Law in games 2 and 3, I probably would just start with Fusion Destiny. But I'm going to leave a Dark here in case we end up drawing into a mass change. So we're going to link those two into our Cross Crusader. Cross Crusader is going to bring back our Malicious, which we will immediately tribute our Malicious to go and search for any hero. So we can also go ahead and we can either get Honest Neos for protection, or we can get a Dusted Gold as a follow-up. So here we can go for our Malicious effect, Banish from Grave, to summon another copy of Malicious from deck to here. And now we're going to link these here. I guess it really doesn't technically matter which ones you link into Cross Crusader as long as they're warriors. This guy is not a warrior, by the way, if you didn't already know that. You can't road into this. I had a guy the other day try to tell me that was really good, and I was like, that would be good, but you can't do it. So now we can activate Polymerization, fuse from hand our Denier and our Malicious to go into our God card, our Elemental or Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. See, that is Cross Crusader. Where are you at? Here you are. So you want to make sure you put it in a zone that Wonder Driver points to. This will resolve. Now on the new chain, Wonder Driver is going to activate to reset our Polymerization. Very cool there. And now we can use our Denier's effect since we have Malicious Engrave. Special summon. That'll trigger Denier to put Malicious back on top of deck. And we're going to banish a Malicious to summon a Malicious. And let's see what we can do here now. Now we can activate our Polymerization. We can fuse off really anything that we want. We'll use Malicious, and we'll use this guy, Liquid Soldier from hand that we searched earlier, to go into our Elemental Hero Sunrise. Okay, now we're going to trigger these effects. We're going to go Chain Link 1, Liquid Soldier, Chain Link 2, Sunrise. So we're going to search a Miracle Fusion. Then we're going to draw 2 cards, which is hopefully one of which is a mass change. We're going to draw 2, and then we're going to discard 1. So I'm going to show you guys I'm shuffling. I'm going to set it right here on the field. I'm going to cut, cut, and cut. Now we're going to draw 2, Vion, Called by the Grave, and discard 1. So we'll go ahead and we're going to discard 1 copy of Fusion Destiny. Now you can take this further if you want. You can Miracle Fusion into Absolute 0, which will basically let you turn your 1 DPE pop into a full board wipe. So you have a lot of options here that you can do. You can hold this for follow-up. Don't forget that this triggers every single time a hero summoned to a zone this points to, once per turn. But so when this guy comes back in the standby phase, let me just read so I'm not accidentally telling you wrong. Yes, and also your opponent's cards as well. So when this guy comes back, you get to reset Polymerization or Fusion Destiny or a Mass Change. So that was a pretty good test hand. So you guys kind of see the general way that the combos kind of go with this deck. If you don't fear Nib, you can go a long way. If you do fear Nib, I normally try to just get to a point where I can establish a Dark Law with a Phoenix Enforcer, because at that point you're pretty golden, especially because you can't lose to Forbidden Droplet. Your opponent cannot use Forbidden Droplet on the while Darklaw is on the field because they cannot pay the cost for Forbidden Droplet. So very, very strong interaction for heroes. So here we go again. We're not going to power shuffle during every single one because I don't want this combo hand tutorial thing to take forever. So we cut 3 times. We're going to draw a Droplet, a Foolish Burial. There it is. Never saw it yesterday. 3, 4, and 5. So this is actually, this hand could be kind of crazy, but we're going to just play this kind of conservatively. So we're going to normal summon our Vision Hero Vion. We're going to attempt to use the effect to send a hero from deck to grave. So who do we want to send here? We're going to start off by sending our Shadow Mist. Shadow Mist effect is going to activate, and that is going to allow us to search for any hero. So we're going to search for our Destiny Hero Denier to our hand. And we can also use Vion's other effect, Banish, to search for Polymerization. Now we can use our Foolish Burial that we actually finally saw for Malicious. We can banish a Malicious to summon a Malicious. So now we're at 2 summons. We'll poly here, these 2. This will put us up to 3 summons here. Now you can go further, obviously. I mean, you still have Denier. You can Denier back, put back a Malicious, and keep going. But this is pretty solid. Like here you can set these 2. So we're at 3 summons. I would probably go ahead and go to 4 for Denier. Let's see, if we do that, if we summon back Denier, if we put Mally back, we're going to draw Mally for turn. We don't really want that, but essentially I want something better to send off of Droplet. If we have to use Droplet without having to use the Droplet in my hand. Do we have to use... Yeah, truthfully, I don't even think we would really even have to Droplet here. And we could go as far as like Denier himself back, put back the Mally, then Mally again, but we'd be at 5, so we wouldn't be under Nib. So I think we just stop here. If we have to, we can Droplet the Droplet in our hand, obviously, but on their turn, you can mass change. Actually, hold on, wait a second. We actually almost, let's see, wait a minute. Never mind. For some reason, I was thinking that we didn't search Polymerization off of our Vion, but that's how we got to DPE. So we can mass change into Darklaw, and we have Darklaw, Phoenix Enforcer with a Droplet that is live, and we also have Recovery because we have Denier, and we have Mally. So let's see, let's just say we cut after all of our searches. Our opponent cuts for us. We'll say that we have to Droplet for the Droplet. We DPE, trigger DPE. So we draw for our turn, we draw a Vion, standby phase, this comes back, and you can kind of see where this pretty much goes to the moon if you want it to. So you notice a lot of times with this, you're actually not even Fusion Destinying into Phoenix Enforcer. A lot of people seem to think that after Fusion Destiny, if it does end up getting banned, that would actually give heroes quite a big boost, being the only deck that can really use Phoenix Enforcer. So unfortunately, I really don't want to lose Fusion Destiny, but that could be where the game, or where the deck ends up going if we do lose Fusion Destiny. I have a friend I debate with on Fusion Destiny versus DPE, which one we'd rather have. I'd rather have Phoenix Enforcer. I think Phoenix solves a lot of the issues that heroes have. Naturally, I'd like to have both in a perfect world, but something else you also notice is that I don't use Dystopia. That's because I'm not playing Dynatag, so I feel like you can't get the most value out of Dystopia. I do think Dystopia is good, but if I went to playing Dystopia with like another 2 Destiny heroes like Celestial or Dynatag, I would probably cut the Malicious Bane package. So here's our next test hand. We go to 3, 4, we go to 5. So we did draw the increase this game, but that's honestly fine. You know, we have a lot of things that we can still do in this hand. We still have Forbidden Droplet. We can still pitch this. We take damage, we put it back. So do some more here. Truthfully, drawing increase was not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. I was playing 2 and I drew 1 so often, it was just so dead. And I'd rather just make that trade of sometimes it just being a little unfortunate and drawing it versus drawing it way more than I need to. So this is our hand here. This hand is insane. Sometimes less is more, truthfully, with this deck, because here we can Fusion Destiny. You also use Fusion Destiny as a starter in this deck because you can play Locked into Dark Heroes no problem. So we Fusion Destiny out our Denier and our Mally to go straight into our Phoenix Enforcer. And like I said, this combo, this hand can really go to the moon if you really want it to. But I would probably normal summon the Mist, set the Mass Change, and you just pass at this point. If you're trying to play around Nibiru, which games 2 and 3 I probably would. So then obviously on their turn you have the Mass Change to the Shadow Mist to go into the Dark Law. This will also give you a Shadow Mist search. And it might actually be better, guys, to just on, like, let's say you're still your turn 1. It might actually be better to be able to Mass Change here on your turn. That way you already have Dark Law established. I'm not exactly sure which way would be best. So that would just be up to the game you're playing and the situations that you're in. If you thought your opponent could have some chainable out to something. So very, very simple hand, but quite deadly, because off of this we can also search our Honest Neos for additional battle protection. And all of our opponent's monsters are also down 600 from Phoenix Enforcer's continuous effect. And then obviously on your next turn, you have a lot of recovery. You have Malicious, you have Denier, you have a Dusted Gold, and you still have a Poly. So you draw for turn, you draw a Hero Lives. So you're just completely fine. This will come back. You can destroy something with this, and you can Hero Lives. So very, very strong. This is what I mean when I say I think Phoenix Enforcer just makes the deck so much better. And I think I would rather have Phoenix Enforcer than have Fusion Destiny. As I've stated, I'd rather not lose Fusion Destiny, but that's where it's looking like we're headed to, at least at some point. If you have any suggestions, comment down below on what that 15th slot should be in the extra deck. I have several ideas for what I think it should be, but that's almost like the flex spot. That's a spot we can play around and see what works best. So we're going to do a couple more test hands. So we're going to cut 3 times, and we're going to draw 1 Ecall, 2 Poly, 3 Mally, 4 Tactics, 5 Droplets. So this hand can be a little strange. We really need this to resolve. So let's activate Ecall. Let's just say this time that they do have Ash, and they Ash our Ecall. So we're going to have to Tactics to draw 2. Not the greatest hand I've ever seen, but can we make something out of this? So obviously we're still going to get the Phoenix Enforcer, send Plasma, and this guy. We can still make Phoenix Enforcer, so that'd probably be enough to keep us alive. We can set a Droplet. We can Mally into another Mally. So we can at least live, hopefully. And let's just say on their turn, so we'll cut. Say on their turn, we DPE, pop, we trigger, and we Droplet this away. So I draw for turn. I'll draw another Poly. DPE summons back. We could probably live off Phoenix Enforcer himself for a little while, but let's just say again, pop, trigger, draw, summon back. Not looking fantastic on this one, unless this card is just insane in this matchup. So that's like the first really strange hand that we've had so far. But sometimes Phoenix Enforcer can just outgrind a game and you just win anyway. Sorry if I'm shuffling off camera. I promise I'm not doing anything weird. I wouldn't be giving myself hands like that. Alright, so we're going to cut again 3 times. Hopefully not see that hand again. Uh-oh. 1. Uh-oh. 2. 3. 4. 5. Alright, this is a... What's going on? Okay, maybe it's time that we power shuffle. Maybe it's time that we power shuffle this thing again. Because now we're drawing 2 Polys. We've been drawing so well. What's happened? It's also probably noteworthy that I do power shuffle after every game, so probably should be power shuffling after every one of these, but I really don't want this video to be super long. Okay. Shuffle, cut, cut, cut. Alright, draw 1, 2. Already much better. 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, we're pretty golden on this hand. We have Hero Lives, we have Vion, we have Increase. We can essentially Hero Lives. If we're trying to play this safe, we can Hero Lives into our... we can actually probably go Hero Lives into our Stratos. We'll go search for our Honest Neos. Then we can go Vion. Use Vion's effect. We're going to send. You can play this a lot of ways. Obviously, like you can send this. You can search. Let's see. You can like send Shadow Mist. Search this. You have a lot of ways that you can make this hand go into. Hero Lives is honestly just so strong. Never really realized how good it is, and it's kind of like one of those cards that as you get, it's like Judgment. As the game progresses, the cost just becomes less and less. Like yesterday, I was at 200 and I Hero Lives and got Ash, and I was like, well, at least it only cost me 100. And I was playing against my friend Zach, who was playing Sword Soul, and this was in Game 3. And unfortunately, I needed a way to get my Vion off of the field that I summoned later, that I had to summon later that turn, And unfortunately, I just got killed by a Vashuda attacking over my Vion. I did not have Honest Neos in my hand. 3, 4, and 5. And we're still okay because we do have a Hero Lives. Hopefully this does resolve. Alright, the final one here, guys. I'm going to show you the side deck I played yesterday too, because I forgot to tell you about the side deck. Alright, last one. And we got 1 Malicious, 1 Droplet, 1 Adusted Gold, 1 Shadow Mist, 1 Polymerization. So still kind of strange. I think we wore out all of our good hands earlier, but this is a playable hand. So as long as we can play, we can do things. We can use like Dangerous on that, send something. So I do like the deck a lot. Hopefully some of those hand tests did show you guys, for the most part, how consistent the deck is. Maybe not towards the very end of those. So my side deck I played 3 Lancias, 3 Drone Lockbirds. I played 3 Cosmic, 2 Twin, and 1 Red Reboot. I don't really like Lightning Storm because of Lord of Heavenly Prison. I don't really even like this that much, but I didn't really like having to essentially skip my battle phase with Evenly. So this was fine. And then I also played 3 Summon Limit, which establishing a Dark Law or a Phoenix Enforcer back my summon limit going first pretty much ensures you the game, because no one's ever going to put in back row removal against you. Most of the time what people are going to put in against you is like Nibiru. Evenly Matched is a card that you really need to watch out for, because we don't end on any negates. Make a big field, but no negates. So watch out for that as well. And so yeah, guys, that's about it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this updated deck profile, and I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of the hand tests and some of the combos the deck can do. Once again, I am very new to the deck. I'm still learning a lot of the combos, so I hope you give me a pass on that. And as we progress, we'll start to learn new things, new interactions, new combos, and I'll make sure to keep you guys updated on that. I'm also going to be posting an updated Dark Magician deck profile in the next day or so, so stay tuned for that. Alright, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. This is Mike from Dark Magical Gaming, signing out until the next one.